Live from MMA Fighting Studios, this is Between the Links. And now, your host, Mike Heck.
The iconic voice of Esther Lynn welcomes you to a brand new edition of Between the Links. Happy Tuesday to us all. We are back. We missed you guys. We haven't seen you in over a week. Last week was a little crazy, obviously. We had the town hall with John Martin and a lot of great feedback on that, which we really appreciate. And then Thursday was a travel day for me, headed to Dallas for RAF 9, and there's just so much happening. There was weather stuff, all sorts of craziness, but we didn't want to have you wait too much longer. We're back. I am Mike Heck, and joining me to answer your questions and provide nothing but the hottest takes in all of MMA, the one and only Jed Bishu from MMAfighting.com. Hi, Jed. How you doing? Are you recovered from the rare Friday to Saturday all-nighter to watch UFC Macau?
You know, I didn't watch it all night, so yes. Mike, really the important question, I think the thing that everybody is wondering, do you think you ended John Martin's career in the town hall, or is he going to succeed in a way that other PFL heads of state did not? I believe to my core that you are directly responsible for Don Davis getting ousted from the PFL. And so credit to John Martin for knowing that and being like, I can do it. I won't get fired if I go on the show.
So you know what's like really funny, because now I think about this. All of the town halls that I've done, two with Don Davis. Don's no longer with PFL. Jonathan Coachman no longer with PFL. Darren Owen from GFL. We know what happened after that. They have just...
It's still coming. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, in theory, I guess. But, you know, so far so good for John. I mean, this is definitely the most positive feedback I've gotten from one of these for sure. Like, John stepped up and answered questions, and yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I had a good time.
You are the Madden curse of MMA. We got to find a way to get a town hall with Dana White, and then we'll really be cooking with gas.
He would never. It's a very hot seat. It's a very hot seat. I would love that.
It's tough. Sometimes you ask very difficult questions like, what's your favorite fight of all time? We love you, Don. We love you.
You're the bad. That would be very fun. Yes, listen, Dave Feldman, if you want to sit in the hot seat, we'd love to have you. And yeah, I think he'd be great. Honestly, I think he'd be great.
Have you done a Bronstein town hall?
We've not done a Bronstein town hall. We should do that though. Maybe him and Izzy. I think maybe put them both in
like
there. That. Chad's very honest though. He'll just tell you, like, I mean, anytime I talk to Chad Bronstein, he will be like, listen, I am not literally going to answer a question or announce anything unless it's like done. Goes, so there'll be really no surprises or anything when it comes to this. It's just, but once it's done, he lets the world know, such as, you know, Ben Askren, a year after a double lung transplant, is coming back to wrestle Belal Muhammad at RAF 11. In Milwaukee. I just booked my travel for that, so I'll be there for that. Obviously, the main event of that is Colby Covington versus Arman Tsarukyan, so that is building up to be quite the event as well. You know, we're here. Thoughts on this? I'm sure we'll get Arman Colby questions, but let's talk about the Ben Askren side of things. I did not see this coming in a billion years. I just don't know why anybody would even expect this to come, but here we are, Jed Mishu. Ben Askren is wrestling, and apparently it is a one-time thing. He's just a one and done, and then he's going to go back to coaching and helping to grow RAF. But what was your reaction to this news?
I don't love it, but as I thought more about it, I'm like, it's fine. Because when it's announced, you're like, Ben Askren was extremely close to dying like a year ago. And everybody knows the story. Everybody has seen some of the like really harrowing photos of the situation he was in. And so credit that he has sort of overcome that and come back. But you do wonder, like, is he physically capable of doing this, particularly against somebody who is not also, and I'm not saying that Ben Askren is enfeebled at this point. I just don't know. I think he's okay. I've seen some videos of him over the past couple of months, coaching and doing light training, but it's still like a concern of there's a gap here between some light work on the mats when you are coaching kids versus I'm going to be in competition. But the more I thought about it, it's like he and Belal Muhammad know each other. I don't think Belal is going to be, taking all of his. I don't think Belal is going to take this way too seriously in a way that, like, if Ben was wrestling Arman, Ben is technically a better wrestler than Arman, but I don't know where he's at physically, and Arman might run him off the stage or whatever because Arman's a crazy person. So, this isn't a fight; it's a wrestling match. The chance for grievous injury is significantly lower. And I think this will ultimately end up looking more like a friendly role. And so, okay, like, and as a one-off, hey, look, this is a testament to my, to hard work and dedication and the ability to overcome things. It's in Milwaukee, so obviously right there for him. It's okay. I never would have seen this coming. I have gotten on board with it. I'm not going to be excited about it because, like I said, I don't think this is going to be like a real wrestling match, but they're going to grab some headlines. It's big. Everybody can feel okay about it. Sure. Why not?
Yeah, that was what I thought. I see everyone kind of going crazy about it, but I mean, I even said in our Slack channel, I'm like, well, this is going to be a worked shoot, really. Like, I'm not going to say they're not going to try, but Belal and Ben have a relationship. Like, they train together. They're both Rufus Sport guys. I know they both moved on to other things, but like, you couldn't have booked this better. Like, Bilal's not going to go in there and try to tech fall Ben Askren. He's going to go in there and just like give him a moment and give him a memory and send him off the right way. Like, I actually think this is perfect. I think putting him in there with anybody else makes no sense. This is actually really, really good. So I get the concerns, and there is like a small part of me that is concerned. Like, this is physical activity. What happens like when the adrenaline comes over him? Because there's no way, even if it's not 100% wrestling match, like that is just not going to hit him. That place is going to sell out. All these events sell out, and these crowds are friggin' loud. Like, I wonder how that affects him with all of this. Like, but all in all, in terms of like actual competition, it just seems like this is about as good as you could ask for as like a final match, so to speak.
Yeah. Is this the main event?
No.
Yeah,
Arman,
as long as it's not the main event, that's fine.
I think it's the co-main. Arman Colby's
sure.
the main.
Oh yeah, perfect. That's fine. Exactly. And like, I think Ben Askren is one of the better parts of every RAF broadcast. So he's clearly invested in this promotion, and this is like it's a fun thing. It's a fun, we can do it. Nobody's going to get majorly hurt. It's fine. And yeah, if they booked any other match, maybe it's a little worse. Like, it's a shame what happened to Ben for a number of reasons, but obviously, like, had that not happened, I think we could have envisioned Ben Askren being a more proactive part of the competition side of things. And we could have a Ben Askren wrestling Kamaru Usman, a Colby Covington, stuff like that might happen. Can't really happen now. And I think that's, it's a shame, but that's okay. But getting a one-off, totally fine. We can, he can have some fun. Everybody can feel okay. Why not?
Yeah, it actually probably be pretty cool, but we'll see what happens July 18th. That RF just on fire right now, just making headlines, making waves, and very busy stretch coming up. I'm told there's another big announcement coming up this week that I think people will be pretty surprised about, and we'll see what happens when they announce it.
It's me versus Don Davis.
Oh, now we're talking. We gotta. There's only select tickets left. We gotta.
Actually, it's not me. It's you.
Those.
Don Davis it wants to get back at you, Mike, for what you did
revenge.
to him. So you're gonna settle it on the RAF mats.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Hasada. Thank you. Shout out to the Twitchers as well, and shout out to the Twitterites for joining us on this Tuesday.
Shout out.
Hasada, Mike. Great town hall with JM. Can we expect Nikisa or Coker? I would love that. I will lay out the gauntlet if either of these gentlemen would like to come on and do the town hall. Would be down. I think Coker would do it.
I think Coker would do it for sure.
Although there are some.
I don't think Nikisa would.
I don't think Nikisa would do it either. Honestly, I don't think he would do it. I actually don't think it would. I think it would be wise for him not to do it, but but I think he'd get a lot of like respect from the MMA community if he did do it. So it kind of just depends. Coker, I think, would do it. Although there are some PR folk from the Don Davis PFL regime who are now part of this Coker FC organization that might be like, maybe you shouldn't do it. So I can understand why maybe they wouldn't veer him in that direction, but why not? Why not? You want, like, listen, you need the people who are going to come into the town hall and ask questions. You need their support. So this is how you get it. This is how you help get it. So I don't think Nikisa cares, honestly, because they got Netflix behind him.
Their audience is not an MMA audience, so he doesn't care.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
Good. Our audiences have minimal overlap. Yeah, I don't blame him for not doing it. If he did, I would be plumb surprised and impressed, but it seems deeply unlikely that Nikisa would do it.
I'm down, Nikisa. If you want to sit in the hot seat, we would love to have you. Joseph, Bisping said Saturday, Song Yadong is back as a serious contender despite snapping a 2-fight losing skid. Is he back as a title challenger?
No. Michael Bisping says stuff that's wrong a lot. They should probably not have him work cards anymore. You want to have him as a desk analyst, it's fine. He's much better when edited. And even when he's edited, he's still not great. But, like, no, he's not. You know why I know he's not? Do you want me to run off the list of people he's lost to?
Yes.
Sean O'Malley, Piotr Jan, Corey Sandhagen. What did those three men have in common? They're all ranked above him. So, no, he's not a title challenger. At best, he, like, and you guys I guess you didn't talk, you were not. AK talked about it on to the next one. And I think a lot of people came to the same sort of conclusion after that of, well, I don't know what to do with him. Might be time for a Umar fight. Sure. That can't happen either anymore because Umar got booked. So no, because his next, like, the absolute best thing Song Yadong going to hope for at this juncture is to fight Ayman Zahabi if Ayman Zahabi beats Sean O'Malley. Like, that's the only hope that he has. Because other than that, he's fighting Mario Batista. Wait, is Batista booked?
Yes. He's fighting Corey Sandhagen.
Corey Sandhagen. Yeah, so his actual chances are he's probably fighting, like, the loser of that.
Peyton Talbot? It's not a bad one.
Yeah, like but that, I mean, that's tough, though, because that's, hey, you're going to fight the new good guy.
Yeah.
Like, he is holding position at best next time, unless Ayman Zahabi pulls off a super upset over Sean O'Malley, which I think you all know I think is incredibly unlikely. But if he does it, then maybe he gets Ayman. But he's not back as a title challenger. In 3 more wins, he's back as a title challenger.
Like, I'm looking to see what makes sense. He's ranked number 5. That's wild.
Yep. He's lost to every dude above him except for Umar because he just hasn't fought Umar, and he would lose to Umar.
Maybe the Cheeto rematch.
I mean, why are we doing that? Cheeto needs to fight somebody who's unranked so we can get him out of the rankings because he should not be ranked.
You know what I would love? You know what I think would be fair and just in this mostly unfair and unjust world? Let's give Ione Barcelos an opportunity.
I was about to say, are you going to say Ione Barcelos?
Let's do
sure.
that.
I think that's fine.
That's super fun. Like, Vinicius Oliveira should not even be in the rankings. He's not even in the division anymore. So, like, get him out of there. I mean, I would love to see that. Like, Ione is just.
I think he's getting like Raul Rosas Jr. Maybe not because they might, but like he's defending position against one of the risers in the weight class next. He ain't fighting for a belt.
Yeah. Bobby, thank you. Mike, great work at RF. Did you run into Josh Thompson there since you missed Otno Picks top 3 fights from Macau? I did see Josh Thompson there. I did not really speak to him. Not because I wouldn't have. I was just like super busy. It's Arman being in the first match kind of messes up the flow because it was just like, okay, we got to watch the match. We have to catch the finish. We have to catch the post fight. Then we have to like graphic and post all of that stuff. And then by the next match starting, Arman came up and did his scrum. So then we have to get that out and we have to cut the clips and do all that stuff. And it's just like absolute mayhem. So I did see Josh. Josh's son was there. His I want to say that he's probably like 9 or 10 years old. I could be wrong. Maybe he's a little bit older. But Josh's son was asking questions to Arman and some others. And I made sure to, say, hey, young man, great job asking questions. And I shook his son's hand.
Was that his son doing the questions?
No, not. So there's another young kid there who was at the press conference and at the post-fight press conference. That wasn't him. Okay. But as some of the other scrums were going on backstage, Josh's son was there asking questions, and then the other little kid who was hilarious there.
I was about to be like, damn, Josh Thompson's kid asks better questions than he does.
But Josh's son was asking great questions too. So I would have loved to have like taken a few minutes and like been like, yo, my bad for being an asshole that day. You just kind of, you caught me on a bad day. And that's it. Like really that. And then like by the time I actually had a second, they were gone. So I didn't see them again the rest of the night. So, but I would have loved to. If I wasn't just running around like a maniac, I would have definitely taken a few minutes to do that. So hopefully next time. Apparently Josh had a great time there, and I saw Kevin Lee there. Apparently I was on his. I realized how old I was because I was sitting there talking to Kevin Lee, just like having a conversation with him. And then 10 minutes later, as I'm conversating, I noticed that there's a camera like filming our conversation, and I was just like, what's happening here? And then I saw like his little tiny clip-on microphone, and I'm like, are you streaming right now? He goes, yeah. I was like, really? You're on you're doing the kicks? And he said, yeah. And I was like, I had no idea that I've been talking to you for 10 minutes and I was on your stream. He goes, yeah, you've been on there the whole time. So yeah, it's good seeing Kevin Lee as well. What a time. What a weird time, Jed.
Everything is strange these days.
Yeah.
Who's watching Kevin Lee's kick? I gotta know. Like who?
So I was like, when did you start doing this? And he said, tonight was the first one. And I was like, how many followers do you have? He's like, I got 1,000 in like the first hour. I'm like, shit. Like we're in the wrong. Maybe we should be putting this on Kick, Jed. Apparently the subscriber base is super quick.
I don't understand streaming culture, and I will not participate in it as a result. I genuinely like internally, I've had this actual discussion with like a lot of my friends because it has become like an active part of our lives, Mike. Like I would not know who Aiden Ross is, but he has become an intrinsic part of combat sports over the past year and a half or whatever. And so like I've tried to understand it. Some of it I'm sure is just a generational. I'm too old to be interested in that. In the core concept, like the core conceit of it, I don't think like it's just why would anyone care about that? I genuinely cannot grasp why anybody would care about it. And then the like incentive structure and how it actually works, as I dug into it a little more, is like deeply concerning to me. But people gonna do what they're gonna do. If you like it, that's for you.
Yeah. Lazy fellas. It's now June, and 64 ranked UFC fighters have yet to compete.
I saw this stat. Who put this up? I think it was Andy Hickey put this up yesterday, or
including 7 champs and 7 number 1 contenders. Is 2026 the least serious year in the modern era of the UFC?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think we thought that it might. I don't think anybody thought it would be this bad. I guess I will equivocate very slightly and say I would need somebody to do a data analysis of previous years and see how did last year compare to this year, except like year over year for the last 5 years, because there is a truth to the idea that like, while the UFC is year round, the summer run is always sort of a primacy for them, right? Like the summer months are really when they are cooking a lot of their best. And then you've got Madison Square Garden in November, but like, so the fact that a bunch of people haven't fought yet when we're just getting into the meat of when they do most of their best stuff, maybe there's some explanation there, but I think we all saw it from the beginning of the year. We're like, oh, we're doing Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for a belt when Arman is there, when Ilya could have fought. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, he could have fought. Like what we're doing Volk Lopez too. Like they're just, I had hoped that the start of a new broadcast rights deal would, because historically across all sports, not even just like this sport, but when your contract is about to be up or your contract is just starting, you want to put a good foot forward. That has just not been what's happened here. The answer might be that like they're just like putting into AI what fights to make and so it's all shit. I don't know, but it has been a uniquely bad year as someone who lives in this space. Like it has been shockingly poor to me. The broad lack of interest, it seems. Not even that. On it, my actual biggest problem with the UFC right now is I do not think the people in charge of it like the sport because they don't seem to. Like Hunter Campbell, this is a great business, and he seems to like that it's a great business that makes money. You know, Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, like they aren't making things that are fun. There's no joy in this. It is pure wealth extraction, and that has trickled out and seeped through everything. And you're getting whatever it is, a quarter of the ranked fighters not competing by this time, 7 champions or whatever the hell the number is. It's just tough. Hopefully it'll get better. You always got to be optimistic, but it's been quite bad.
Yeah. They have been TKO'd. And I mean that like pun completely intended. Like look at WWE. It's the same thing. Like they're doing the same exact playbook right now.
So last weekend I played golf. I got paired up with a couple of guys. It was me and a buddy and got paired up. And we did the thing that you do. It was like, hey, what do you do? How are you? Yeah. Who am I? And I always like every time I tell somebody my job, especially a dude, my job, they think it's very cool because we have very cool jobs, Mike. Like straight up, it's pretty sick.
It's true.
But like we were talking, I was like, oh, and then I explained to them. And this guy is a big pro wrestling fan. And he was like, almost like the second sentence he said after, oh, it's really cool that you do that. He's like, I hate TKO and what they've done to wrestling. And I was like, I've heard that a lot, but never so forcefully and from like a stone cold stranger. Like it's people in the industry telling me this. And he's like, no. I don't know if they're doing it to MMA too, but they have absolutely strangled the life out of pro wrestling. And I was like, they're doing that to MMA too.
Yeah. I mean, it's very clear what's going on. It's about making money. Like, and that's
great
it. They're
business.
not, yeah.
They make a lot of money.
They are making a lot of money, but they're not serving the fan base right now. And I know people are like, oh, you guys complaining. No, this is just what it is. Like Jed just told you a story of like a huge fan of one of TKO's entities, and he's just like, I hate him. Like, that's not an uncommon thing. So, yeah, take that for however you'd like. Cosmo, who is closer to an undisputed title shot with the win, Umar or Magomed? So we have the main event for UFC Abu Dhabi. It is Magomed Ankalaev versus Khalil Roundtree. The co-main event, Umar Nurmagomedov versus David Martinez, which is a huge opportunity for David Martinez. What do you think, Jed? Who is closer to an undisputed title shot between these two individuals?
First off, this card those two fights are terrific.
Really good fights.
Rest of that card is an Abu Dhabi card. You've got some high points, some low points, and a lot of fighters that they want to be competing at that region of the world. But those two fights are sick. There's a couple of other things going on there. Ursig Timarov, great fight too.
It's a really good fight.
It's a really good question that I had not considered. So shout out to you, Cosmo. Let me pull up. Umar has never won a belt. And so in general, that puts you behind a former champion, but this would be his third win. And his next fight, if he beats Martinez, is almost certainly actually for the title. Now he might have to wait because there is the looming Sean O'Malley of it all, right? At some point, Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili will have a trilogy. If Sean O'Malley beats Amin Zahabi, he and Umar are just like sort of right there. But if Merab beats Petr and Sean beats Amin, there's no reason to do Merab Sean 3 when Umar is there for a rematch. And so then he would slide in. If Piotr wins the third fight with Merab, they're definitely doing Sean over Umar at that point. So then he might just have to wait, be the backup fighter, but I don't think he's fighting twice more before he fights for the belt. 3 in a row. He's lost 1 fight, and it was a competitive loss to the champion of the world. His next fight will be Ankalaev, bit of a different situation. Former champion, yes, but hated. I don't know if we can totally say hated, but not beloved by the organization at large. And coming off of 1 really bad loss. Now, light heavyweight's a bit more of an open field at this point in time, but it wouldn't shock me, especially because maybe what happens is Ankalaev has to fight for an interim belt because your current champion at 205 is out of commission for a while. We still don't have any, I don't know the timeline on Homie's return, but like it's probably going to be
not till next year.
Next year. So maybe Ankalaev's next fight is for an interim belt and not a undisputed belt. Whereas I think Umar's next fight after this, should he win, will be for an undisputed title.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough question. Like my first thought was it's Umar because they seem to be in the Umar business. But the problem is, like, Umar is just not putting on the types of performances that you would expect from him. It's not like he's fighting bad. It's just, you know, when he's fighting Figueiredo, and I know people will be like, oh, well, Figgy didn't engage. Well, then make him engage. Go get him. Clobber him. Like, look what Song Yadong did. Song Yadong went out there and finished him. Like, people will view that in a certain way. So I still think it's maybe Umar, but the fact that that Yuri is not the champion, the fact that Alex Pereira is not the champion, Alberg's not really a star, so you can kind of just put the best dude in there to fight him. Maybe it is Magomed. I don't know. It's very, like, they're more even than I thought. Like, when I initially saw this question, I thought it was Umar pretty easily, but now I'm not so sure.
I think Magomed should, because I think Magomed, like, the interim title or the vacant title fight should have involved Magomed, the guy who beat Alex Pereira and has, you know, like, he deserved it over the guy who lost Alex Pereira twice. And you know that I love Yuri Prochazka as a son, but like Ankalaev deserved it more. So I think he would deserve it, but they just don't care for him much. And I also I think we're getting an interim belt at 205. It's going to be a really long time for Alberg to be on the shelf and for there not to be a title fight happening. So I think Ankalaev's next fight will be an interim title fight, assuming he beats Khalil.
Yeah.
Neither of these men are guaranteed to win. I would favor Umar fairly heavily against David Martinez, who I like a lot. And I'll favor Ankalaev against Khalil, but that's not neither of those are, the hay is not in the barn yet.
Yeah. Magomed Ankalaev versus Paulo Costa for the interim light heavyweight championship.
Oh my God. I mean,
like, that could, I can't believe that's the
it's
world
entirely possible.
We're living in. Shout out Arman. I met him at RAF on Saturday. It was a pretty funny story. I was sitting in the media room, and one of the wonderful PR people from RAF comes in and says, Mike, there's a fan out there looking for you. And I was like, for me? And they're like, yeah, because his name's Arman. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's like in the chats all the time. So I ran out and met him, and very nice guy. He got to enjoy the RAF show, and then I caught him again at the very end, and I felt like a little rude at the end because I'm trying to cut the Gable finish clip, and he's talking to me, and I'm trying to talk to him, but I'm also like trying to do 800 things at the same time. So Arman,
it's
please
really
don't
hard
think
to talk to people while you're doing event work. I know that feeling very well.
But the first part was great. I got to go out and say hello out in the lobby area. So yeah, shout out to Arman, super nice guy, and it was great to meet you in person. Spencer, the boys, Jed, love the idea of UFC having a performance wing in the Hall of Fame. Have thought about that before as well. Which
it's the most obvious thing in the world, and it bothers the shit out of me that nobody with the power of the pin has done it. Like, if I could ask Dana White one question, it would just be that. I'd be like, hey, can you put a performance wing in? Because this is stupid. I would phrase it like that so he knows that they're dumb.
Yeah. So which needs to go in there? Masvidal, Askren, Holly Ronda, Silva Forrest, others.
I mean, so if we're opening a performance wing in the thing, again, I also want to stress that this is not an only we open a performance wing. This is a holistic revamping of how the Hall of Fame process works, so that they add more than one fight a year and more than one performance of the year. Because again, if you open a performance wing and we just add one performance a year, well, there's been 30 years of history with performances, and every year we're getting more of them. So it should be more than one goes in. I don't know the number. Five's probably too much, but two or three, that seems like a good, like a happy zone to be in. At least two fights and performances a year. I think Holly Ronda, or like just thinking of like what you want to debut with, the biggest, most impactful ones, Holly Ronda is very up there. Connor Aldo, despite me blocking that from my memory. Connor Eddie is probably like what they would actually do for their first one in a thing, and deserve it. Like that's a sensational performance and among the most significant in the history of the sport. Like something like that would be, I think, the appropriate way to go. But like the H-bomb, Dan Henderson, Michael Bisping, 100%, that should go in, like that is a Hall of Fame thing. I know the UFC hasn't really done pride stuff. They like loosely did with Sakuraba, who's one of the more beloved figures of all time. But like half of the Fedor highlights should go in there. You know, like there are just Gabriel Gonzaga head kicking Crow Cop, like that. Those sorts of things should be enshrined in a way outside of old fogies like us being like, I remember this really cool thing that happened. Edson Barbosa's heel kick. Like that shit led, I don't even know if it still does because I haven't watched the video packages in forever. That was like the highlight on video packages forever. Put that shit in there, you know, like celebrate more things in this sport.
I think the first one they would put in, just because of the significance of the event and who the UFC is now, it's Max Holloway knocking out Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. That's the first one.
I was definitely thinking that, and I don't hate it. I also think I
wouldn't pick it, by the way. That would not be my choice.
I think that would be fine, and I thought about it, but then I was like, I also think that is one that I do think the moment is bigger, but you could also just throw that in the fight wing and sort of cover your bases there if you had to do it that way. But like, yeah, there are 30 plus years of UFC and MMA history that you can celebrate like the biggest highlights of all time. And they're not doing a good job of it because they celebrate one fight a year. That's not that many.
Yeah. Should you do 3 moments a year?
I mean, you could start with 2, but you don't do 5, but like 2 to 3 fights and moments and performances a year. Because like shit, Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko, that's never going to go in for fight of the year. It deserves it. Like it deserves to be there. Legitimately, Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva is not a good fight. It is an incredible comeback that warrants being enshrined in the Hall of Fame. You know, Matt Serra pulling off the upset of all time, Hall of Fame. Michael Bisping pulling off the monster upset.
Bisping should be in Bisping's moment knocking out Luke Rockhold should 100% be in the Hall of Fame.
Like those shouldn't be enshrined as fights because the fights weren't Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. You know, they're not that, right? But they are big. They're big and significant and important to the history of the sport. And there's no reason not to. Like there's not really a huge cost associated with the thing. Like you're not going to diminish the hall by celebrating more than 5 people a year. Like it is the lowest hanging fruit. And I like to think of myself as a generally smart person, but I'm not a mega genius. This shit is obvious and they have not done it.
Yeah. Breaking news, by the way. Zuffa Boxing heading to Dublin.
Oh, I did see this at the
August 8th.
The 03.
At the 3 Arena.
For the dude, Callum Walsh.
For Callum Walsh, everyone's favorite underdog fighter. Man, Callum Walsh is They're just going to keep shoving them down our throats. And they're going to put Max
did
Kellerman
they
in there.
sign Shakur Stevenson? I saw something that said that. So
Maybe.
Good. Look at them go.
Look at them go. Exactly.
I am deeply impressed by how little traction Zuffa Boxing has gotten from a fan base.
I have not, honestly, and I say this, and again, this is not talking trash. Like, I've literally not heard one person talk about Zuffa Boxing. We talked about the first one because everyone was like, what's it going to be? And then we all watched them like, bad. Got it. Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day. I went to the driving range and I'm like, man, I've never heard one person say like, oh, what do you think about Zuffa Boxing or this or that? And then I was leaving the driving range the day I was flying to Dallas and I saw in the parking lot, someone had a Power Slap sticker on their car. You sent that to the Slack, which was wild. I was like, wow, we got a Power Slap fan before a Zuffa Boxing fan. Like, that's just crazy. So let's go to this one first. Thank you, Steve. Any idea, dates, locations for 331 and 332 and when they will be announced? Any preliminary indications on locations? Relatively new listener. Appreciate all of your great coverage. You guys rock. Thank you, Steve.
Well, thanks, Steve.
Let me see. So 330 is Philly.
I don't know if we can say.
Well, I mean, look, Arman Tsarukyan, like from everything I'm hearing, Arman Tsarukyan sort of gave away where I am hearing 331 is going to be, which is Los Angeles. I mean, Arman said it himself. Again, this isn't like locked and loaded or anything, but these are just sort of the rumblings that I'm hearing. LA, will Arman fight? I don't know. It was funny to me because like people were posting that, oh, Arman confirms he's fighting Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. I'm like, are you guys dumb? Did you really watch that clip? Because he never once said that.
Yeah.
It was just, he just said like, yeah, I'm fighting for a title in September. And then it was like, maybe I'll fight Charles Oliveira, which is obvious because if Ilia Topuria goes out there and knocks out Justin Gaethje, which he's probably going to do, he's probably just going to leave the division and go fight Islam, which will vacate the belt, which means they're going to do Arman versus Charles for the vacant lightweight belt. Be a pretty big fight for that Los Angeles card. So that seems to be the front runner. Again, I don't know for sure. 332, I would guess it's going to be, well, it's one of two locations because they usually do two pay-per-views in October with the latter being in Abu Dhabi. So 333 will probably be the Abu Dhabi pay-per-view. I would guess 332 is going to be Salt Lake City. They typically go there in October or like August, but August is already booked. So I would say it's either going to be Salt Lake City or it's going to be in Vegas again. But if it's not in Vegas, I would guess Salt Lake City. But again, I'm not reporting this. This is just 332 is more of a guess and a assumption more than anything else. And 331 seems like LA is the front runner, but don't know for sure.
I have nothing to add.
There you go. Chase, which American will get embarrassed the most at the White House? Also, Ilia planning Justin's funeral on Instagram would look so bad if he somehow lost.
I can't stress this enough. It might be the funniest outcome in history if Justin Gaethje pulls off the upset. He's not gonna. He just won't. But it will honestly be one of the funnier things that's ever happened in the sport. Because Ilia Topuria is talking just a monstrous amount of shit. And he's probably going to back it up. And if you back it up, then it's fine if you talk shit. That's the rules. That's how society works. It ain't bragging if it's true, you know? But if he loses, God, the receipts are they're so there, and it will be so funny. I do not care how it happens too. Like I said last week, if a bug flies into Topuria's eye and blinds him right at the perfect time for a Gaethje right hand, I don't care. It will be so funny. That all I want for next week is the funny outcomes to happen.
Yeah,
I'll never ask for another thing to the MMA gods if they just give me. I mean, if they give me all of the funny outcomes, but if I get half, if 50% of the outcomes are the funny outcomes next week, I'll never ask for anything again.
We have to be doing, like, I haven't confirmed this. We have to be doing a watch party for this, right?
Oh, I assume we are.
Okay.
I just assumed we were.
Yeah. All right. I'm just making sure. Like I think we'd be insane to not.
Yeah, my assumption was we were doing one, and it would be for the whole thing since it's 7 fights. But
yeah, and man, that weekend's gonna clobber me. RAF,
it's gonna be tough.
Hamzat, Dylan Dennis,
Arman,
Tony Ferguson, and then literally like flying out first thing in the morning, coming home for White House, and then doing a watch party. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be good times. Which American do you think gets embarrassed the most, if you had to take a guess?
I mean, it's very, very likely to be Justin Gaethje.
I don't think, but embarrassed is like such a different word, because like Justin might get knocked out, but we already know that's coming. So I don't know if like
I don't think anybody's really going to get embarrassed. They're all just going to lose. Though.
If Bo Nickel goes out and loses to Kyle Dawkins, like he's going to be wearing it for a bit. Doesn't matter how he loses, he's going to be wearing it.
Yeah, and that's more likely than Gaethje losing, but like I don't think he's going to lose. So he might. Kyle Dawkins has a shot, but
he definitely has a shot.
I think Bo Nickel's going to win.
Think Sean O'Malley Amen.
I think Sean O'Malley's going to win. I think nobody will be embarrassed for Michael Chandler if he loses. He's supposed to lose, and also I think he's sort of beyond embarrassment. Like, just look at that man's social media. Do you think that I don't give him a lot of compliments, but he's very clearly a man who doesn't feel shame. So, like, he's not going to be embarrassed. Like, Derek Lewis, when he almost certainly loses, won't be embarrassed. He's supposed to lose. Like, all of these matchups are monster betting favorites. So it's just like they're not going to get embarrassed. They're just going to lose.
I think, yeah. Who has the potential? Like, which American has the potential to be embarrassed the most? It's got to be Josh,
Bo Nickel
right?
I think Bo Nickel is probably Hokit.
Yeah,
because
Hokit
Hokit will just
by
be
Derek
the loudest.
Lewis. Yeah,
Hokit will just be the loudest all week, and so by then it will be embarrassing. So that's probably right, because Hokit's next week's going to be a lot, man. I'm
actually breaking news. As soon as the show ends, I'm speaking with your favorite fighter, Jed, Ayman Zahabi. So there you go. Get excited.
I don't dislike Ayman Zahabi. I just don't think
he's your favorite
good.
fighter. He's your favorite fighter. I will also be speaking tomorrow to Diego Lopez, and I will also be speaking tomorrow. I don't know which variation of the man I'll be speaking to, but for the first time since before his final LFA fight, before going to Contender Series, Mike Heck speaks with Josh Hokit.
The Incredible Hoke.
The Incredible Hoke.
I have been a little bit more forgiving of Hoke's nonsense than others because he is trying, and to some extent it's working because nobody else tries. Like, it's a low bar to clear, and it's not a really well authored gimmick, but it's something, and nobody else has anything going. So I'm willing to give him some leeway there. But next week there's no chance that that's not the worst week for us to cover, primarily because Josh Hokit is, every time there's something, he will try and steal it, like he did when he tried to fight Ilya, which was genuinely kind of funny because, like, I know people are delusional about Ilya Topuria, but like Josh Hokit outweighs him by 60 pounds. He would sit on Ilya. So, like, weight classes are real. It's a thing. But like, it's just, he's gonna be super awful this upcoming week. So it's gonna be a tough week of coverage, I think.
Yeah, Derek Lewis is gonna be could be a hero.
Look, again, Derek Lewis knocking out Hokit's one of the funniest things that could happen. I think when in 100 years, when scholars are trying to point out what was the actual peak of America, where did the nation of America hit its absolute apex, they would say it's when Derek Lewis took his pants off on the White House lawn. Because that's going to happen. If Derek Lewis wins, he will take his pants off on the lawn of the White House and say to millions of Americans and international people, my balls were hot, while the president of the United States claps on. And if that's not the peak of this nation, I don't know what is, frankly.
Amen, brother. Amen. Max, who gets the title shot first, Volkov or Sergey? Volk should, based on head-to-head and getting screwed against Gane, but I feel like Sergey is regaining momentum.
I mean, this was an important win for Sergey that he killed somebody, which is nice. He needed to do that. It's been a while. It will be Volk. Volkov beat him. Volkov should be fighting for the title now. I don't see unless Volkov loses at some point in a future booking. I don't see how Sergey jumps him because they both lost to Tom Aspinall, right? Volkov has been screwed a couple of times. Should be on an 8-fight winning streak. I think Volkov is still the front runner, but when that will happen, God only knows. We have an interim title fight coming up. Ostensibly, the winner will fight Tom Aspinall, hopefully at the end of this year, but that is far from a certainty. And so at best, you're looking at, second quarter of 2027, spring 2027, maybe for the next guy. And you've got Josh Hokett will be on a bit of a run at that point and very loud. Do they make Hokett fight, Sergey or Volkov off a win? Very possibly. So the heavyweight, because to the earlier question of why aren't ranked dudes fighting, and that was not the question, but that's essentially the question. All the divisions are kind of jacked up right now because champions aren't defending belts. We're just kind of holding everything, and it's really hard to know what comes next because there's not a clear path forward in multiple weight classes right now.
Yeah, and I don't know what's for sure, but this is what it just seems like to me, that in a lot of these divisions, featherweight specifically, it's okay, we want Volk to fight here. Yeah, he should fight Evloev, but let's see if something else happens where we don't have to do this. And then the thing they want, or the thing that they'd be looking at to happen to replace that, doesn't happen. And it's okay, I guess you're going with Evloev, but wait, maybe Steve Garcia and this will happen. Although Steve Garcia is not going to jump Evloev, but if something weird were to happen, I don't know. It just seems like they're doing this, but what if? But maybe this guy can do it. Maybe this guy could leapfrog it. But yes,
it's all weird. Ilya
the line
is
at
probably going to
heavyweight
fight for the welterweight belt and jack up 8 different contenders at welterweight.
Yeah,
it's all so. There is not an adult in the room at the UFC headquarters to be no, this is what we're doing. Grow up here, Pan. This is what we're doing.
It's the same 3 dudes, mostly 2.
And mostly ChatGPT, who they're asking to do their jobs for them.
100%. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All these divisions are a mess right now. Every single one of them. What else we got? Ayman Zahabi, your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
Sure. I don't think that's true, but sure.
Joseph, do they know media will be on site to cover this card in person? Was Jose invited to cover this card for the site? So Jose will be there. I don't think any of the regular media will be
I do not believe any of the media will be. I know they're doing some stuff on the White House lawn beforehand, but for the event, I do not believe any media will be at the event.
Will you see the Kicksters out there? Probably. Well,
you're probably going to get a couple of the the Nelk boys, the big ones.
Aiden Ross, will you see Dana's friends out there? Probably. But
you know what you won't see? No fatties. Can't have any military fatties out there.
God, what?
That was one of the best headlines I've seen. It was oh my God, it's just impressive. We can't be a fatso in the military out there. That's not the look we're going for.
It's unbelievable.
What
a time.
Strange time.
Oh my God, man. Crazy.
We live in a very weird time.
A lot of movement in the NFL, Jed. Myles Garrett got traded. A.J. Brown officially got traded to your New England Patriots. Lots of stuff happening in the NFL. What did you think of the Myles Garrett one? That seems to be obviously that's the bigger news than A.J. Brown. But
the odds-on Super Bowl favorites added the best defensive / maybe just best player in football. So I think it was a great trade for both teams. I don't know why whenever like a trade like that happens, like Micah Parsons last year, it's like, why didn't every team offer that? Like, it's Myles Garrett. I would absolutely give you young, good player, first, second, and third rounder in descending years for Myles freaking Garrett.
Yeah.
Like, your New England Patriots should have made that deal too. Every team should have done it. And also for the Browns, it's great. Like, mostly I'm happy Myles Garrett's out of Cleveland and gets to play for a real team. But like for them, they got a young ascending player in Jared Verse, who's very good. He's not Myles Garrett, but he's good. His timeline is not the same as Garrett's. So like Garrett's timeline is now the next 4 years, 5, maybe 6, versus is the next 10 years or whatever. So got a better timeline for their rebuild, a bunch of capital and assets to either move up and get a quarterback that they need or just continue to add pieces as they rebuild. Thought it made sense for both sides. This won't happen, but I hope that Aaron Donald is just like, I'm gonna come back. I'll take league minimum and just build the actual goddamn Avengers on the Rams and see what happens, because that's fun.
I like fun.
Look, like the Avengers on the Rams would be fun because it wouldn't be for like an oppressively long 10-year run. We'd be like, here's one season of the Avengers. Aaron Donald's not going to play 5 more years or whatever. No. But if he comes back for 1 year with Kobe Turner and Trent McDuffie and Myles Garrett, just be like, all right, well, nobody's going to score any points. Can Matt Stafford get one of the best offenses in the league to 14 points a game? I bet he can.
A Rams Seahawks game would be like one of the most fun matchups. We get like a 5-0 score. Oh my God.
I was listening to a podcast about it this morning, and I know this is not a football thing, but somebody comped it, and I was like, I'd not thought about it. I was like, that's a really smart comp. They comped it to when your New England Patriots added Randy Moss, and they were already one of the best teams in football. And then they're like, what if we just got the best guy? We're already one of the best coached teams and best teams in football. What if we just added one of the best dudes? And I was like, man, that's a really good one. It's like, oh yeah, that worked out really well for everybody. So
let's just bring a guy in where Tom Brady just has to throw the ball anywhere in the sky.
Just throw it as far as you can. Throw it as far as you can. I bet he'll get to it.
Oh my God. I remember that year. Obviously, them losing to the Giants was one of the worst days ever in the Super Bowl.
Still one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Unbelievable. But that game against the Titans where Brady threw 5 touchdowns in the first half in a snowstorm, it was just so sick, dude.
That whole team was ludicrous.
It was very fun.
But you guys also, congratulations. Everybody knew the Patriots were getting A.J. Brown.
Yeah. This is the Connor Max Holloway of announcements.
But the fact that you got it for a 2028 first rounder, I think is a big win.
Yep.
Nobody was going to like 2027 was probably just not on offer because next year's draft is supposed to be amazing. But in 2 years, Drake May will be really good. Your whole team will be really good. That's going to be like pick 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was a good deal for y'all too.
What was Mike's reaction when Arman and Colby faced off and was made official for RF 11? I wasn't really surprised because RF knows what they're doing. Because they know what they're doing. They set it up beautifully. They had Arman in the first match. Most of the crowd didn't know Arman was going to be there, and then Arman snuck his ass out front row for the match itself. I think RF was a little nervous because things are real close. Colby got the challenge and got the points for the weird thing in the first round, but got the quick escape at the end and got the win. And now we can make the match and made it official. And yeah, it was ready to go. They brought Izzy in to be like, you know what? It's on. Let's lock it up. It was all just very pro wrestling and very well done. And yeah, now that event is massive. That's a big one, big match, and now you get Ben Askren. That's just going to be a big time card for them. So we got another super chat from Chase. Do you think fighter walkouts will be lackluster on the White House card with the lack of crowd?
I actually think fighter walkouts might be one of the cooler things. The lack of crowd is going to make the whole show very strange to watch. It is going to be a spectacle without fans, and there will be 4,000 not fatties in attendance, plus a bunch of political operatives. But it is going to be a pretty muted crowd. I don't think it's outside, and there just aren't going to be that many people there. There's just no way that this is going to come off through the television like a raucous event. But it is such a spectacle that it will still, a lot of it will just be new and interesting because it's different. I don't know if we've confirmed it, but I believe there was talk that the fighters would stage through the Oval Office, which is cool.
I think the main eventers are.
Oh, is it just the title fights?
Maybe just the title fights, yeah.
I mean, that's still like pretty interesting, right? But yeah, I mean, these are going to be relatively shorter walkouts, and you're not going to get a camera pan shot through the crowd that's on its feet for the fighters. It's going to be, hey, they're going A to B, because also the White House lawn is not like this massive expanse. It's going to be a relatively short walk to the cage because this is a weirdo event. But I don't really care too much about walkouts in the UFC since they've made them nothing to care about. So it's not a big change for me, I don't think.
I think I'll be intrigued to see what they look like. But yeah, I mean,
most of my feelings about this card are exactly that. I'm intrigued to see what it happens. Like, it's interesting. It's just different. We've never done this before. So that's something new.
Yeah. It's gonna be big time uncomfortable to watch Askren. We talked about this earlier. I don't think it's gonna be. I think him wrestling Belal is just gonna be. They're gonna go in there and roll around. Like, it's going to be a friendly practice roll. It's not gonna be a full on match. Belal's not gonna try to go rinse him. He's just gonna roll with him. Belal's probably just honored to be Ben's last wrestling opponent, and they know each other and they've trained together and they're friends. So that's what this is going to be. A friendly roll, and whatever happens, happens. So No worries. No need to worry. I don't think Belal's going to go in there and try to double leg him off the stage. I think there's going to be a decided lack of intensity that will make it not uncomfortable for anybody. That yes. They're just going to be having some fun in there. And yeah, again, they didn't need to do this, but it's fine that they're doing it. Yeah, I agree. Lazy, 50% of UFC events have no crowd these days. Not lying.
Not quite 50, but it's pretty high.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the vibe that we will get at home will be something between some level of a mix between Sphere and an Apex show, because there is going to be big pageantry like the Sphere thing, not in the same way because it's not in the Sphere, but like there's going to be a big pageantry part of it. I'm sure they are pulling out some extra bells and whistles for stuff. They're not going to do as many cool things as I think they should do. Like, just so we're clear, if I was running the show, 1,000,000%, Herb Dean would have to referee dressed like George Washington. Like, that's the sort of thing I'd be doing. They're not going to do that because they don't have fun with anything ever. And because there will be such a small crowd, a lot of it will feel Apexy in some respects, but it will also feel big and unique and different like the Sphere did. So it's going to be a very strange viewing experience, I believe.
True or false? Dana White enters the White House lawn on a horse.
I mean, he really should. I'm going to say false, but he really should.
I'm going to say true. I think he's going to do it.
I can't stress to you enough how much the most obvious thing in the world is that whatever four refs are working are just dressed up like the presidents on Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I love this.
You have a George Washington and an Abe Lincoln and a freaking Teddy Roosevelt out there just doing the damn, like, it would be so, you could have so much fun if you were willing to embrace the silliness of this and to like MMA, and instead it's going to be
the same thing just at the White House.
Honestly, that's my hope, because a worse thing, and some of you at home may not agree that this would be worse, but for me, what I don't want this to be, and what it very, very, very possibly could be, is an overtly political rally with fights on. And I don't want that shit. if it happens and you do, okay, that's fine. You are entitled to like that. But like, I would rather this be a fun, silly thing if we're going to do it. And I don't think that that's going to happen.
Yeah. Let's see. Arman, I think Arman might lose to Colby, but it'll be a dogfight. I think it's gonna be interesting. Colby's the bigger guy, probably the better technical wrestler, but Arman's
more accomplished wrestler, certainly.
But Arman's a freak. Dude's an absolute freak athlete. He is a better athlete than Colby. Colby's a pretty darn good athlete, but Arman is way better.
I'm genuinely quite interested in that actual matchup.
Yeah. How long before John Jones does RAF? I think he's going to do it, man.
I believe that that's going to happen I believe that'll happen this year.
I have no insight to this whatsoever, but if I had to guess, they're doing that first year anniversary show in August, which they're hyping up everywhere. Like, I saw Eric Bischoff tweet that this is going to be like their WrestleMania, so to speak. Pageantry, all that stuff. Like, throwing John on that card against anybody. Rafflemania. Damn, dude.
Hey, Bronstein, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, my God.
Somebody put me on fucking payroll. I'm so good at this shit, and none of you will put me on payroll. I can save all of your promotions or just make them better.
Yeah. I mean, RF's fun enough, so they don't need to administer a fund.
They don't.
Like, PFL certainly could use you. And
the UFC needs it because there's Herb Dean dressed up like George Washington. It's the funniest image I can have in my head right now.
Yeah.
Mike Beltran as Abraham Lincoln, like put a big top hat on him with the braided beard. Unbelievable scenes.
God,
what are we doing? Why aren't we doing this?
God, I love this so much. I'll take a couple more. Spencer, boys, I love Poatan, and if he beats Gon, fans are going to say he's top 10 all time. I'm curious, if he beats Tom after, is he actually top 10 male pound for pound ever?
No, but a lot of people will think so, and people will think I'm stupid, and I've accepted that.
It's a
very
sick
good
run, though. Yeah, I mean, that's a sick run.
It's one of the best runs of all time.
Probably the best run of all time. 3 division champion, which has never been done before.
2 of those divisions are rancid dog shit. It's just like a part of a problem there. It's never been done before. I'm open to the argument. I won't agree, but I can't sit here and be like, absolutely not, you're wrong. It's just like, at that point, it's really a matter of preference. The peak for him will have been as good as anybody's peak, certainly. I favor sustained excellence. He has a little bit of that. Like, this is not a super flash in the pan, but he never successfully defended the middleweight belt. We'll see if he goes on like a long heavyweight run. Sure, we'll talk about it, but I like fighters who defend championships year over year, time after time. He did a little bit of that, but some of this is also rolling high and with opportunities that thing. But we'll see. First, you got to get past Gon, which is not a gimme fight.
No. And as we all know, you're in for the funny results, and Cyril Gane winning a 50-45, 23 minutes of control time decision.
If he just tackles him a bunch, that's kind of funny. The truth is that fight doesn't have like a super funny outcome like some of the others do. I more kind of want Gane to win just because I am quite tired of the "are you the greatest of all time" conversation, and we will have to have it over and over. And I also genuinely don't know how to like rate Pereira beating Gane because he's not beating the best heavyweight in the world. And like Anderson Silva beat Forrest Griffin.
But if he beats Aspinall after.
Yeah, but that comes later. And that's for this question, but 100% if he beats Cyril Gane and becomes the first 3 division champion, despite there being a level of an asterisk there, people were like, he's the greatest fighter of all time. I'm like, that's not remotely true. And I don't really want to have to deal with that. So I'm kind of rooting for Gane just to ease my life moving forward, frankly.
Well, be ready, because that is a conversation that could very well happen.
And I do think he's going to win. But that's at least like a really competitive fight. Whereas most of the White House fights at least look to be not that competitive.
Yeah. Boston Premium, finally another promotion doing well. It's not MMA, but still good for the culture. Damn right. And they're fun. Like, they're fun.
Everybody is having a good time.
Yeah. Those who, anyone, I've not had anybody tell me that they've like actually watched it and said they didn't like it. I just don't know how you can. It just moves so
I've seen some
quickly.
people, and I think that's fine. Like, because wrestling just truly isn't for everybody, and if it's not for you, you're never going to like this.
Yeah,
there is no way to like the product if you don't like what the product is. But if you are marginally interested in this sort of thing, the way that they go about it is, it's tough to not be like to dig it. You know,
for sure. They made wrestling fun. Please don't touch my RAF. Don't do it. Don't do it. Last thing I want to mention, since no one asked about it, Jed. No. What?
Joe Rogan had Daniel Rodriguez on, which means I'm going to have to listen to Joe Rogan.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's a personal thing. That's not like a broader actual problem. It's just I don't want to listen to 4 hours of Joe Rogan. Yeah, and I'm going to have to now.
But what are we going to learn different about the whole situation that we didn't know already? That's probably not very much.
He might give us a little bit more about being in prison. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe
he'll explain why he was in jail, which I don't think that's out.
I mean, no, I think it is.
Has
right?
it? I don't know if I ever saw anybody report.
Yeah, it was like a week. Wasn't it a Mary
I'm
Jane
not going
thing?
to say anything because I don't know what is and is not out there.
I mean, I thought he said it. So
I don't know. So I will decline to comment in this regard.
Fair enough. Darren Till, thoughts? BKFC, you watched it. I was standing in line. I got to watch the clip afterwards. What was your thoughts about the fight, the card, etc.?
I mean, BKFC cards are BKFC cards, right? They move quickly. This one was actually quite bad.
They've gotten really terrible with pacing, man. It's killing them.
Honestly, the pacing wasn't a huge issue. It was not as good as the pacing has been. The fights were almost all bad. Such to the point that Dave Feldman, during like he was in the booth and they were talking, just came out and said it. Like they were discussing it and he was like, yeah, you know, I wish the fighters had done a little bit better. This hasn't been very good. Because it was not a deeply interesting BKFC card. Darren Till's performance was very, very good. You know, he struggled early, but I think every fighter I've ever seen come from something else to BKFC, there is an adjustment period. It is just it's a different ball game in there. And so he got dropped, more really stumbled than dropped, like more of an off balance, but he got popped and sat down in the first round. And then the second round, he had his bearings a little bit more and he put him down, man. It is, you know, I don't know. Darren Till didn't jump out at me immediately in the way Mike Perry did, where I was like, you are home now. This is correct. But he seems to be at the minimum competent at it. And my immediate thought after, I can say words, I promise, was, yeah, why are we messing around? Like, we got to do Darren Till versus Mike Perry. And I don't know if that's on offer. I don't know where Perry's relationship is with BKFC, but
I don't think he's signed to them right now. Like, I don't think he's under
to the best of my
them.
knowledge, but I don't know if that's like, he's just not signed because other things were happening and maybe he wants to see about building with MVP. But if MVP or if BKFC can, they got to get that fight booked because that's the biggest thing they can do right now is Mike Perry versus Darren Till and bare knuckle.
Yeah, they have lost a lot of steam. Like, I know they're selling tickets and stuff and like filling up venues, and that's great. Like, they're reasonably priced and it's just a fun event to go to, pacing or not. Like, it is a fun event to go to. They don't have a lot of star power right now, though. Like, they don't have the fights where it's just like, I have to stay home on a Saturday and watch it. It was pretty crazy, man. The pacing's gotten really bad. Yeah, getting Till in there is big, but like, without a Mike Perry fight on the table, like, why did you bring him in? Like, we had to have been building to that, right? So I just feel like And we've said this so many times, BKFC, like, well, once they do Perry versus Till, like, where do you go from there? We thought like the Artem Lovbov Paulie Malignaggi fight was like the peak of their powers. And then they signed Paige Van Zandt. We're like, all right, can't get any bigger than this. And then they bring in Mike Perry, and we've seen some of the big ass fights they put together with Mike. So yeah, you got to do this one, man. It is so intriguing. And I don't know. Darren seems to be doing pretty well. I thought Misfits was kind of Darren's home though. Like I kind of felt like, all right, he gets it. He's like a influencer type of personality. He knows what to say to draw interest and can fight a little bit.
What's even going on with Misfits? Like that feels like they fell off the face of the earth this year.
They're trying to do like pro cards, which is so stupid.
Yeah, it feels like they just because we used to cover them a lot.
Yeah,
and
I think Chase
like
Demore is like they're doing a pro event. Like Chase Demore is trying to get to wherever it was, and like wherever airline he flew on, like lost his luggage with his boxing gear in it. And he's like, nah, I'm just not going to fight now. So like, I don't know. They're losing everything that made them good, which is like do a bunch of weird fights. And now they're not even doing that. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Pretty strange times. Just be who you are. Be who you are. We got Coker FC coming up, and
has a couple. Okay, Misfits is doing.
They got Jesus Christ.
They've got Eddie and
Tommy Fury fight. Okay, what am I? Yeah,
but
that's happening.
I mean, prior to like they haven't really done. They did Tresoro Wilder, which was I forgot that Misfits actually was the promoter for that fight, which I watched, but that also just didn't feel like a Misfits fight because it was real heavyweights.
Yeah.
You know? But they haven't really done like their thing. But they are doing Eddie.
We're so back.
That's Saturday. Oh my God.
That's next
Next Saturday.
So next Saturday
next weekend is gonna suck so hard for us. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna suck so hard.
So what is it? We got so obviously we got RAF. We got the White House weigh-ins. We got Fury versus Eddie Hall. Is there anything else that day too? That's still just a massive day. So yeah, it's gonna be very, very busy. And yeah. So it's good. Just enjoy this week. Enjoy this week. Relax. Have a good time. We got there are still some good fights on this Apex card. We'll talk about it on Friday. As far as Apex cards go, it's pretty decent. Like it's not
pretty
bad.
Solid card.
Belal Muhammad, Gabriel Bonfim.
This is a very, very good Apex card.
Yeah. Brandon Allen versus Edmund Shabazian is still one of the weirdest fights ever. But it's happening. And
for SZM, Tom Nolan's a good fight.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here that I enjoy.
Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah. The problem is
he's going to kill a dude. That's fun.
Yep. And I need all the fantasy points I can get to climb out of the cellar. And, you know, by the way, we have to start planning the rest of the fantasy season.
After next week, we will have to draft up.
Yeah. Is there a card on the 20th?
There is. When is that's the Cop Horiguchi fight card.
Oh, yes. So we have to draft before that.
We will have to get a draft done like Wednesday.
We have to do it Monday.
Because the white, I mean, I don't even, maybe I can pull it off. I'm gonna have to be traveling on Monday because Sunday's the fight card.
Oh yes.
So
I'm off. I'm off most of that week, so we'll have to figure something.
We'll have to figure it out. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Also, why have this fight card a week after the White House card? Not even a week. 6 days after the White House card.
Give us a break.
That should 100% be a weekend off because you just did the White House card.
Yeah,
you don't need to have Cop and Horiguchi in the goddamn Apex.
Let it simmer. Push it back a week. It's okay. Everything will be fine. And then they're off the following week, right? Or are they on the road again?
I don't know. Nope.
No, they have a card that week.
Following week is Baku.
Then they're off the following week because it's 4th of July week.
Correct.
And international fight weeks after that. Okay.
And I assume Baku is still going down. But
I believe it is. Rafael Fiziev back in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just didn't know because, we're currently at war with a country that literally borders Azerbaijan. So maybe we weren't going to go to Baku, but I guess we're still going to Baku.
As of right now. So that's the music. That means we're done. I got to get ready to interview Jed's favorite fighter, Ayman Zahabi. But thank you for joining us on the Rando Tuesday. Next week, I think we're probably going to go Tuesday again. So be prepared for that. Just letting you guys know. Big week, sense. White House, RAF travel, all sorts of stuff. So make sure we get some stuff out Tuesday, get you all fired up for all of these things, and stick with us, MMAfighting.com. It's a terrific website and lots of stuff going on. Jed's got some really cool stuff coming your way.
This week is actually a nightmare for me because I have so much shit I have to do.
Yes.
But I really like them all, so it'll be fun.
And I think you'll like them as well. So stick with us, and you'll see what I'm talking about. For Jed, I am Mike Heck. Thank you so much. Back next week on another episode of Between the Links. Good night, everybody.
Love y'all.